A very good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you are all doing fine. So today we'll go ahead with the second session of the lesson, a hero, right? So I hope you have seen the first video. If you have not seen the first video, go back to the first video, watch that, and again come back to the second video. So here we have seen that father has given a condition to him, challenged him. If he really have the courage, what he has to do? He has to sleep in the office room for a night. So, but he was very much afraid of that because he used to have a habit of sleeping beside his granny. So he immediately rushed to where? To the place where he usually sleeps, and his granny was talking to him. Will you listen a story? Why are you so hurry and no? Why are you really sleepy and all? So she was asking these questions, but he only said that don't wake me up. Okay, don't talk to me. Even if the house is on fire, also don't wake me up. So he said that word, and what he did, he completely covered himself with a blanket, and soon he turned aside, and then he started snoring. He just started snoring. But soon, within no time, he found that his blanket was pulled away. Father was standing over him. So, the blanket, whatever he was covering, it was pulled away by somebody. And when this Swami opened his eyes and he saw his father was looking at him, he was exactly over him. So that is how the situation was. And then, now today we'll go and see the next part of the lesson. Get up, Swami, father commanded. He looked like a ghost in the semi-darkness of the porch. So because it was a porch, and he was standing there, he looked like a ghost. He looked like a kind of ghost over there. And what did he say is, get up, Swami. Immediately you have to get up. And he commanded. Father did not say him, did not request him, but what he did, he commanded him to get up. Get up, Swami. The father second time, why do you disturb me, Granny? So second time also, when this boy did not get up, Granny said the father said that, Swami, get up. He commanded the boy, and Granny was sitting beside him, and she was saying that, why are you waking this small boy? Why are you waking him up at this time? She said that. Father rolled up his bed, took it under his arm, and said, come with me. So what he did, he made the Swami, he got up, and the father, he rolled the bed and kept under his arm like this, and he held the bed like that, and then he started moving, and he asked Swami to follow him. Swami looked at Granny. Swami, he was helpless. He was completely helpless. So what did he do? He looked at Granny and showed his helplessness. He was with his face and all expressions, he was pleading Granny to stop this. So, but his father was very strict here, and he was very much hesitant. He was not at all interested to go to the office room. But whereas now he was he was commanded by his father, so he had to go, and also father was carrying the bed under his arm, so he has to follow him. And your office room is very dusty, and there may be scorpions behind your law books. So he said that, okay, father, he took the bed into the office room, and when he went into the office room, Swami did not like to sleep in the office room, and he said that he pleaded his father. He pleaded in the sense he kept on requesting his father, Father, I will sleep in the hall. Let me please sleep in the hall. I will only sleep in the hall because your office room, it is very dirty. It is very dusty, and there are so many law books, right? The books which belong to the law. There were so many books over there, and also there are scorpions behind your law books. So please, let me sleep in the hall. There are no scorpions, boy. You can sleep on the bench if you like. So, boy, there are no scorpions at all here. And if you want to sleep, you can sleep on the bench. You need not sleep on the ground also. There's a bench over there. You can directly go and sleep on the bench. Can I have a burning lamp in the room? So, Dad, can I have a lamp in the room so that it will be a bit light? And father said that, no. You must learn to be brave. You must learn to be brave. You must not be afraid of the darkness. You must not be afraid of the darkness. So if you're afraid of the darkness, you'll never become brave. So if you want to become brave, if you want to be brave, then what you have to do is, you have to you have to stay in the darkness so that you can prove your courage. All right, will you at least leave the door open? Swami said very humbly. So now Swami asked another question. Swami very, very humbly, very politely said that, Father, would you like to, please keep the door open. So please don't close the door from outside, or please don't close the door. Just keep the door open. So that will do. All right, said father, but promise you won't roll up your bed and go to your granny's side at night. If you do it, I will tell your teacher and make you a laughing stock of the whole school. So yeah, I will do it. So this is only one thing I can do. I can leave the room open, but on one condition. You should not roll your bed. Again, keep under your arms and run to your granny. So if I see you doing that, tomorrow I'll come to your school and also I'll tell all your friends and your teacher what you have done. And within no time, everybody will laugh at you. You'll feel insulted to go to the school. You'll become a laughing stock at the school. That means everybody will look at you and they will laugh at you. So because you are a timid fellow, right? You're not timid. You're not that brave. So Swami was pained and angry. He did not like the cruelty his father was showing. He cursed the newspaper that had printed the tiger story. He wished the tiger that had not spared the boy. So here, Swami's reaction was like, it was slightly painful. It was very painful. At the same time, he was also getting a kind of angriness. Okay, so and because he did not like his cruelty of the father. His father was very cruel, but whereas here father was not cruel, but he was only trying to make his child a bit brave, a courage, full of courage. But whereas here the child is feeling that it is a kind of angriness he's showing towards me. He's he is very, very cruel and he's showing cruelty towards me. So he did not like the cruelty his father was showing, and he started cursing. He started cursing the newspaper. He started scolding the newspaper, which brought the story of that particular tiger. And he wished that that tiger would not have spared the boy, would have killed him and ate him, so that the newspaper will not have that kind of article. So, and now he would not have slept in the office room. So that is how he thought of that. The night advanced and the silence in the room deepened. Swami's heart began to beat faster. He remembered all the stories of devils and ghosts he had heard. He was almost faint with fear. So now what happened? The night advanced. So now it's becoming a bit 11 or 12 or something like that. And as it was going, it was completely silent. Now there was no noise at all. The room was silent. The surroundings were silent. Okay, and Swami's heart began to it beat faster than before. And moreover, the second thing is that now at this time he was remembering all the stories about the devils and also about the ghosts and all whatever he has learned, whatever heard from his grandmother or somebody. So he was almost was about to faint with the fear. So he was about to faint with fear. Swami, because of that particular silence and all, Swami hurriedly he got up and he spread his bed under the bench. So he's sleeping on the bench. Now he went under the bench and he crouched there. He crouched in the sense putting his legs and head close to each other and then sleeping onto one particular side. So he just slept there and he thought that is a very, very safest place over there. And he shut his eyes, tried to encase himself in a blanket. So he closed his eyes and then he completely covered his body with the blanket. Unknown to himself, Swami fell asleep. So without unconsciously, without knowing itself, he just fell into sleep. And then he had a terrible dream. So what is the dream here? Swami, that a tiger was chasing him. A tiger was chasing Swami. So Swami was being chased by a tiger. And Swami tried very, very hard to escape from that situation, but he could not move. He tried to open his eyes, but his eyelids would not open. So he tried to open his eyes, and also the eyelids were not at all opening. So, and he groaned and he was just moaning. He was groaning in despair. He was completely helpless in this particular condition. So he just started making some sounds showing that helplessness. And at last, using utmost efforts, he opened his eyes. So now, because the dream was running inside, and he was trying to open his eyes because he wanted to escape from that tiger, but he was not able to open his eyes. But at last, with a very very great effort and all, he opened his eyes, and he just tried to put his hand and just want to feel the granny's presence. So we're just searching his granny, and but only he touched the wooden leg of the bed. So there was only wooden leg of the bed, so he just touched the wooden leg. At once, his lonely state came back to him. So then he remembered that he was absolutely alone in that particular room. So he was not with the granny. So now he was shaken with fear. Okay, he has been he had shaken with fear, and he closed his eyes very tightly. And then what happened is he heard a kind of noise in the room. A kind of noise in the room. So that kind of noise he never heard before. Some kind of moving things were just moving. So that kind of sound he heard in the room. So tomorrow we'll see what is that sound, and how Swami reacted to the sound. Was Swami really brave? Okay, so did he completely sleep in the office room or not? That is what we are going to see tomorrow. Until then, see you all. Have a great day. God bless you, children.